Hello YouTube friends. In this video, I will be presenting my pros and cons about Rwanda. The pros of Rwanda. Number 1, safety and political stability. Since the end of the genocide in 1994, Rwanda has been politically stable. It is rated the safest country in Africa, with low crime rates and a strong sense of order and discipline. As I traveled around Rwanda, especially in Kigali, the capital city, I couldn't help but notice numerous police with AK-47s. Rwanda armed police were very visible, but after my initial fright, I grew accustomed to their protective presence. As they stood at posts and walked amongst people in communities, they were approachable with no reports of police brutality. The word is, Rwanda is safe. If someone commits a crime, even the police, they would be punished. Generally, women feel safe for themselves and their children, even at night. Number 2, economic growth. Rwanda has experienced rapid economic growth over the past 2 decades, with a focus on becoming a middle-income country. The government has implemented policies that have improved infrastructure, attracted foreign investment, and boosted tourism. Number 3, cleanliness. For several years, Rwanda has been rated the cleanest country in Africa. As part of its cleanliness and environmental conservation efforts, the government has banned plastic bags and initiated monthly community cleanup activities known as Umuganda, in which able-bodied Rwandans aged 18 to 65 participate in a cleanup of the community once a month. Umuganda is a national holiday in Rwanda taking place from 8 to 11 a.m. on the last Saturday of every month for mandatory nationwide community service. Participation in Umuganda is required by law. Failure to participate can result in a fine. Number 4, healthy lifestyle promotion. Rwanda promotes good health practices amongst its citizens. Bi-monthly, a physical exercise day is celebrated with a car-free day in Kigali, the capital city of Rwanda. This event encourages people to walk, run, cycle, and engage in various sporting activities, promoting a healthy lifestyle and reducing gas emissions. The initiative, introduced in 2016, has become a highly anticipated recreational event, with participants gathering at the Amahoro National Stadium and other designated areas. The government aims to promote sports and physical activity to avoid non-communicable diseases and create a culture of well-being among its citizens. The government has also invested in infrastructure to support physical activity, including gyms, swimming pools, stadiums, and paved streets with pedestrian sidewalks and bicycle lanes. President Paul Kagame has also shown support for the initiative and has even been seen participating in the Car-Free Day himself. President Paul Kagame of Rwanda said, "Turning up for Car-Free Day isn't only about physical exercises. We should uphold this culture and do even more to build ourselves and our country. Whenever we are working to improve our lives, we are also building our country." Significant strides have been made in healthcare, resulting in increased life expectancy and reductions in infant and maternal mortality rates. The country has a comprehensive health insurance scheme, Mutuelle de Santé, which covers a large portion of the population. Number 5, education. Rwanda has prioritized education, with significant investments in both primary and secondary education. The country has also focused on improving gender equality in education. Number 6, gender equality. Rwanda is a global leader in gender equality, with women holding a significant proportion of parliamentary seats and leadership positions. Policies have been enacted to promote women's rights and participation in all sectors. Number 7, tourism. Rwanda's tourism sector is thriving, particularly due to attractions like mountain gorillas in Volcanoes National Park. The country is known for its beautiful landscapes and wildlife conservation efforts. Tourism is one of the country's fastest-growing economic resources. The number of tourists is rising, and tourism is a large contributor to foreign cash revenues stemming from mountain gorilla tracking in the Volcanoes National Park. Rwanda is one of only 3 countries in which mountain gorillas can be visited safely. Thousands of visitors come to Rwanda per year, paying high prices for permits to see and track gorillas in Rwanda. Number 8. Nice weather. Rwanda has great weather, with the temperature usually being in the 70s to 80s during daylight hours year-round. Kigali, located in the center of the country, has a typical daily temperature between 59 and 82 degrees Fahrenheit, with little variation through the year. Cons of Rwanda. Number 1. Limited political freedom. Rwanda has been criticized for its lack of political freedoms and human rights concerns. The government has been accused of suppressing dissent, limiting free speech, and controlling the media. Number 2. Economic inequality. Despite economic growth, there are still significant disparities in wealth distribution. Rural areas, in particular, lag behind urban centers in terms of development and access to services. Number 3. Dependence on foreign aid. Rwanda remains dependent on foreign aid for a significant portion of its budget. This reliance can make the country vulnerable to changes in donor priorities and funding levels. Number 4. Landlocked geography. Being a landlocked country poses challenges for trade and transportation. Importing and exporting goods can be more expensive and logistically complex. In order for consumers in Rwanda to receive goods from overseas, they must either be flown in or transported through a neighboring country. This in turn raises the cost of imported goods to consumers in Rwanda. Number 5. High population density. Rwanda is one of the most densely populated countries in Africa, which puts pressure on land and resources. This can lead to challenges in agriculture, housing, and environmental sustainability. Number 6. Youth unemployment. Despite economic progress, youth unemployment remains a significant issue. Many young people struggle to find jobs that match their skills and education levels. Number 7. Healthcare system challenges. While improvements have been made, the healthcare system still faces challenges, particularly in rural areas where access to quality care can be limited. Number 8. Dependency on agriculture. A large portion of the population relies on subsistence agriculture, which is vulnerable to climate change and market fluctuations. Diversifying the economy remains a challenge. Rwanda's economy is based mostly on subsistence agriculture by local farmers using simple tools. Subsistence farming is a form of farming in which nearly all of the crops or livestock raised are used to maintain the farmer and the farmer's family, leaving little, if any, surplus for sale or trade. An estimated 90% of the working population farms. Rwanda's ecosystem is fertile. Its rich red soil is noticeable throughout the country. Food is growing practically everywhere. The kinds of subsistence crops grown in Rwanda include green bananas, which occupy more than a third of the country's farmland. Other sustenance crops include potatoes, beans, sweet potatoes, cassava, wheat, and maize. Coffee and tea are the major crops for export. More than 400,000 Rwandans make their living from coffee plantations. Conclusion: Rwanda's progress and challenges highlight a complex landscape of development and governance. Rwanda has improved a mighty long way in the last 30 years. While this country has achieved remarkable strides, ongoing efforts are needed to address existing issues in order to ensure sustainable and inclusive growth. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching.